Hey, Amanda here.
And Chris Lavelle.
And we're talking about Facebook groups and why we don't just do Facebook groups. Like, we love our Facebook group.
We do like it, but why do we not just do that all the time and only that all the time?
Yes. You know, I've been doing this for a minute now.
Just more than a hot minute, maybe.
A little more than a hot minute. And I originally got into this coaching business thing because I wanted out of corporate.
Yeah, you wanted to leave the 9 to 5, kind of be your own boss, so to speak.
Sure.
Run your own show.
Yep.
And you jumped out there and
all of the marketing was just razzle-dazzling of the one thing that was going to help me build my business. And
everybody's got one thing.
I've just noticed a huge uptick lately in the one thing is Facebook groups.
Specifically Facebook groups.
Yeah, it's a hot topic right now in 2021, and it's understandable because, you know, Facebook has been investing a lot in their group experience. And if you've noticed the interface on your app on your phone, you've probably noticed that they have a dedicated icon at the bottom for groups.
Yep.
So, you know, it's with reason that it's such a big topic.
Sure, and with over 3 billion people on their platform, there's a lot of people to go into these groups.
Mm-hmm. But I also noticed that in a lot of entrepreneurial groups, there's a lot of chatter about, I started a Facebook group, and then cue crickets.
It's definitely not a situation where if you create it, they will come.
It's the Kevin Costner movie all over again.
It's not that.
Yeah. I tell you what, like, if there's one theme that I've heard the most in the past 4 years of building a coaching business, the lament that I hear the most often is, I built it and they didn't come.
And I hear that probably the most about Facebook groups. Well, I created this group, but nobody responds to it. Nobody joined it. Nobody whatevered.
Yeah.
And then
nobody engages.
Yeah, nobody engages. They especially use the word engagement.
Yes.
But you know, it's not just about creating the group. And there are different definitions of engagement. I mean, Facebook has a definition of what engagement is. It's do you get a like or a laugh or a haha or a comment? But that may not be what serves you best, coach, in your coaching business.
Well, and even a year ago, I thought that that's what that meant. Like, I thought that our Facebook group was a graveyard. You remember that? I was concerned about it. I was like, dang, you know, at the time we had, I don't know, 600 people in it or something like that. And I was like, we're posting this content.
Nobody ever engages with it from a Facebook perspective.
I do need a sound effect board for this show because I need a crickets sound effect.
Chirp,
chirp, chirp, chirp, chirp. Yeah, seriously. Maybe in post editing we need to work on this. But you know, I remember thinking, I'm like, we're posting, and we posted for a good long time.
Nobody's engaging, nobody's responding. Are we doing something wrong? What should we do different?
And I remember when Facebook groups first came out, everybody was like, oh, you gotta have Motivation Monday. And then you gotta have Tips Tuesday.
Gotta have all these themed days.
And then you gotta have Throwback Thursday. And then you gotta have, you know.
And those worked for a little while till everybody got bored with them.
For like 90 seconds. And then everybody was like, yeah, I know. And
it
was like,
it's Monday.
The whole world got bored of those themed days, immediately. So that didn't work. And so, you know, all of that to say, all of a sudden, all this attention got put on Facebook groups. And it's like, you are not a cool kid in the coaching community unless you have a Facebook group. And there are ways to monetize your Facebook group.
Absolutely.
But there are ways to monetize an email list. There are ways to monetize a masterclass or a webinar or a workshop. There are ways to monetize a YouTube channel. Let me just like take my little pin. I'm going to burst a big old bubble for you right now. And that is, if you can catch attention, you can monetize it.
Absolutely. And there's a lot of ways to catch attention.
There is a lot of ways to catch attention. And Facebook groups are yet another way to catch attention. And so, you know, we actually just did a training in the Coaches Plaza. Yeah. Our Facebook group, ironically enough.
Go figure, yeah.
How meta.
that is pretty meta, isn't
it? and we were talking about this. You know, what matters more is that as a coach, you recognize that what you're really doing is you're helping people get to a goal faster than they would have, or following a better process, or with more confidence than they would have without you.
That's right. You're helping them achieve a result in all those ways she described. Faster, better, with a more assurance of a result that they want. Things like that.
Yeah. And if you're not doing those things, then your product probably needs a little bit of work.
Could be.
And as a coach, really what sets a struggling coach apart from a successful coach is your ability to set a community around that problem of appropriate magnitude.
That PAM,
and your content and your programming that actually helps people solve the problem faster, or following a proven process, or with better confidence and better results.
Absolutely. So, well, all those ways you were describing, yes. YouTube, Facebook, email, all of these other various ways, they're all just different tools that create a virtual community. That's really what that's all about, to Amanda's point.
Exactly.
It's all about community. So when you say, gotta have a Facebook group, it only matters if it actually creates a sense of community.
True.
And you can do that on email, a different platform.
Yeah, it's another tool.
You can do it on Instagram. You can do it on YouTube. You can do it anywhere. The platform doesn't matter. What matters is the sense of community, helping people achieve that PAM, that problem of appropriate magnitude, a result they really care about, and how you can help them do it, like Amanda said, faster, with more assurance, with confirmed ways that it'll work, all those kinds of things.
Exactly. Those are the only real reasons that people hire coaches or consultants. That's right. Is because they do want to get that result better, right?
Yeah. All the things we said.
All those things that we said. And so, I think where a lot of coaches, and including myself, struggle in the beginning is that if you're good at a lot of things, then, narrowing in on what's that specialty, or what is that thing you're the most passionate to solve, or what's your thing? Like, what's your real thing? And I think it actually took us a while to really land it.
I think so. Even really after we knew kind of the general direction, there's still a process of evolution and growth and refinement that takes place.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
And what great way to do that than with a community that evolves and grows over time.
I think that's so super true too. Is the community has been a big factor in helping me get clear as the founder as well about our vision and our mission and what we're here to do. For the longest time, I thought that we were, helping coaches build coaching businesses, which we are doing. But really what we're doing is we're helping people to be able to have the freedom to leave whatever vocation they had.
Maybe a corporate 9-to-5,
a corporate 9-to-5, for example. And we're using a coaching consulting business to help them to actually do that.
Absolutely.
So the problem is not that they don't have a successful coaching business. The problem is that they're stuck earning their income in another way.
And they want to be doing it some other way.
They want to break free of that other lifestyle.
That's right.
So, getting that clarity, I would never have gotten there without the community.
Absolutely.
And without talking to literally thousands of coaches.
Yep.
And here's the thing, is you don't have to have those thousands of conversations first. You can have those thousands of conversations as you're serving.
Absolutely, over time.
You can have clients that whole time, because as long as you're being of service and helping the individuals that you're helping along the way, it's all good. Like, you're going to constantly be in levels of refinement as you go.
Yep.
But yeah, your Facebook group is just yet another device, another communication tool, another platform. And P.S., it's one you don't own.
That's a good point. You don't actually own that group. You may have started it, but it's Facebook's group, really, from a community standard standpoint. And they can take that platform away if they so choose.
Just last week, Facebook seemed to have been doing maybe some updates on their back end. Some algorithm changes, some API updates. They're constantly up. They're a software company, you guys.
They really are, guys.
They're like one of the biggest employers of nerds on the planet.
Hey, I respect that.
Yeah, I respect that too. Holla, we love you. But there were these changes, and I'm a member of a lot of different communities that are building, businesses and communities as well. And
people were freaking out about it.
A huge tidal wave of panic because Facebook Lives were getting interrupted.
Oh, what was happening to the Facebook Lives?
What was happening?
You know what it reminded me of? 2 years, almost 3 years ago, you saw this same thing happen when Facebook had a big shift in the way its algorithm calculated organic reach, for lack of a better description, for businesses. Yeah. And everybody who had a business page panicked overnight because they were all committed to that single platform operating that one way. Well, guess what? They didn't own the platform, and literally overnight, you saw businesses dry up because they committed and put all their eggs in one basket, one platform, for example, just a Facebook
that
group
was owned by another business. It was
that they didn't control.
Yeah, exactly. It's like it's Facebook's prerogative to change how it's doing things. And obviously Facebook needs to weigh how it's making its decisions. Like any good business. But it was their decision to make the change, and they are going to make the decision based on what's going to serve their business in the longer term, and that's the decision that they ultimately made. It hurt a lot of people, a lot of businesses, put a lot of businesses out of business, but it was a greater good decision for Facebook, the company,
their platform,
right?
Yep.
And that's what's going to happen. That's what they're going to do. So if you're building your coaching business for longevity and sustainability, I encourage you to please use the tools that are available to you right now today. But please, 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 please think about it in a bigger strategy vision, and think about it like you're building a real community. You're using this as a tool, but this is just one tool in your belt. Yep. You can have
got a utility belt.
You're Batman.
Like Batman. Yeah.
You're Batman, and you can have.
I'm wearing a Star Wars shirt. You're like a stormtrooper. You've got a utility belt.
Exactly. If you do Facebook Lives every single week, like. Honestly, we were perturbed slightly by a couple of Facebook interruptions, but you know what we did? We just flipped to our phones and we used the native Facebook Lives, and we just kept going and we kept trucking.
We found a new process.
We just found a new process. And you know what? Like, if that didn't work, you know what we were going to do? We were going to host a Zoom call.
That's right. We had already worked it out.
We already worked it out. We were like cool as cucumbers. We were just like,
and
but I got to tell you.
Why is that?
It's because we were serving the community.
And we weren't relying on a single platform or tool to serve our community. We have a variety of ways we could serve, and that's what we want you to feel, Coach, is we want you to have the confidence to know that there's a variety of tools, a variety of platforms. One I might prefer, or the platform or tool du jour might be a group right now.
For sure.
It's not the only one. You can serve through email, YouTube, whole bunch of other ways, live webinars or mastermind classes, all kinds of stuff.
Your business and your career is way bigger than the individual tool. Your mission is bigger than the individual tool. So don't forget that. Now, we did like a whole full-blown training on this.
We went a lot deeper too.
P.S. Fire. Like, we had so much great participation in the group with that. So come check it out. Go to www.thecoachesplaza.com and come join us in our Facebook group, which happens to be live right now at the time of this recording.
That's right.
And come check out that full training. We'd love for you to come participate and have some fun with us. We'll see you in an upcoming video, but we'd love to see you in the group. We'll see you soon.
All best, Coach. Mwah.
Mwah.